Hello and welcome back everybody, Interjection here from the Nation of Warriors with another live game. I'm streaming on Twitch right now, but I'm also recording with Fraps, so that if you are watching this on YouTube, actually 2 food crates, a coin crate and a wood crate. Over here we see 2 wood crates, 2 food crates and a coin crate. So I just wanted to check the crates out. But yes, this is live on Twitch, but also recording with you, Fraps, so that you can watch this on YouTube. I might upload this at some point as well. So the match we have here, we have Red down here playing as Germans. NofW, I haven't heard the name before, but he is a major, very good player. And up at the top here we have Venividi VCW. Now, possibly, no, I'm going to say this. He is the best team game player in the game currently, in my opinion, and he's obviously also very good at 1v1 as well. One of the more highly ranked players in the game. So hopefully this will be a very interesting game. Bear in mind it is live on Twitch. I can't choose what games I'm gonna post. We're just gonna watch this one, see how it goes. If it's not a great game, then that's that. But as we can see here, Teal Vinny going for a little bit of extra wood here with these settlers. So that signposts to me that he wants a market as well as a manor, or perhaps he is just going for 2 manors. We will have to wait and see what he goes for. Obviously at the market will give him hunting dogs. He can research that for a 10% bonus to food collection rate. What is the German player doing down here? Just going for the house. Obviously you need that for population, but no early market. German players do often like to go for the early market, but he started with a coin crate here, as has both of them. Venny has collected that coin crate up to me, so that suggests he will be going early market, because he can use that coin that he has started with to buy some wood at the market. And then obviously it's not that efficient, but at the very beginning of the game I do think it is worth doing, because you are making use of all the resources that you are starting with. So I think that is a good idea there, getting that hunting dogs upgrade. Oh, and a second mana going down as well. That is fairly interesting. Although to be fair, he did do this last game, but I think the extra mana there going to slow his age up down. But will it be worth it? An extra settler this early on is quite nice. But obviously the coin crate there left on the floor for the German player is not going to help him age up any quicker, and he's not going for a market, so he clearly doesn't want it. Let's take a look at the treasures they have found so far. Been a little bit slow on that. Over here we see the British player going for 70 XP, the Red Explorer going for 95 wood. Nice, perhaps he will go for a market now. He has 95 wood. Will we see a market go up? Perhaps. We'll see in a moment if he decides to do that. But so far we have seen 60 XP for the German player, sorry, and before that as well, just the standard treasures, the 50 coin, the 40 coin, that kind of thing that you start with around your base, especially on Great Plains. So that's the treasures so far. We'll keep an eye on what they're doing and what treasures they're going for. Has Red gone for that market? No, not yet. Can't be sure what he's intending to do. Sorry about the chat here, guys, but obviously it is a live game. They are talking to each other in the game. Okay, so Red did not get his 30 coin, and British Explorer going in to steal that. Might as well if you see it on the floor there. But interestingly, Teal has left his 30 food treasure on the floor. Not going to bother with that at the moment. Okay, so let's take a look at the hunt so far. British herding this one in quite nicely, and we also have another herd very close by. Sorry about the chat. They keep sending taunts to each other, and I can't stop them, it's their game. But over here, German has herded quite nicely as well, but only 1 hunt in his base. Can that be a problem later on? He's now aging. I can tell that because the settlers have switched to wood. He's switched all of his settler wagons onto wood. Now, it's nice to bear in mind that settler wagons are the equivalent of 2 gatherers. Therefore, having some of your settler wagons on food and some on wood, it can get a bit confusing. But if you put all of them on wood, obviously it will tell you that you have, like 5 gatherers on wood, and then you know that that is 10 gatherers on wood, because obviously they are worth times 2. Now we see the market going up in transition. If you don't get it in discovery, then often they will go for it in transition. Obviously, British also aging. Don't know how long these settlers have been on wood, but obviously the British will want to build some more manors, and perhaps he's going to get the is he getting any coin? I think he'll age up with some coin, and then he'll also get the steel traps upgrade at that market there. Possibly the same from German, but I can't see what they're going to do yet. Any more treasures? I don't think it's worth scrolling up because of the chat history, but I think I saw a native scout for the British player. That's going to help him out. Obviously, British only get 1 exploring unit. Same with German, really, and that can mean you scout the map quite slowly. Obviously, civilizations like the Dutch and the French get an additional scouting unit, obviously the envoy and the native scout, and that makes it much easier, but obviously that's irrelevant right now. But yeah, scouting unit, quite nice. But what is going on? Do we see any forward settlers from either player? Red over here, we do. He has a settler wagon hidden up here. So to me, this signposts a tower rush. Now, I am aware that there are Age of Empires 2 people watching my videos. Now, a tower rush is very different in Age of Empires 3. You can't actually put buildings very close to your opponent's town center because there's a circle around that town center which limits how far. So you can't get any closer than that. And also, towers do very little damage to settlers. They have a negative multiplier. But what he will do is, okay, so he's not actually doing a tower rush here. Instead, he's just going double barracks over here, which is perhaps not such a standard strategy. I'm not going to call it out though. It might be standard. But what I was going to say, the tower rush, he'd use the tower as a spawn point for his home city shipments, and he would send something like 8 crossbowmen to be very aggressive with. But that is not happening today. Instead, we see 2 barracks, possibly, obviously, well, it's definitely going to be crossbow pikemen because the Germans cannot train musketeers, so we will be seeing crossbow pike, and obviously we'll see how that goes for him. The British player aiding with 200 coin. We've got this market out here giving a little bit of line of sight. Any rays coming in this way will be seen, and the market, it's nice to have. I think it's an alright building to have quite far out because it does have quite a lot of hit points. It actually has the most hit points out of any building. If you take into the account the amount it costs, just 100 wood, then actually, the mana not far off, but yeah. So if Red decides to siege this, it will give T a little bit of time. Obviously, once you've got the upgrades, it's not as useful. I do not like losing my market though. So we see, what do we see here? 5 crossbowmen. Perhaps we'll see the 5 pikemen or 5 more crossbowmen. I can't be sure. Perhaps they will be very soon. But what is going on in his base? We see some wood on the floor. Could have been his 400 wood age up. I definitely think he aged up with 400 wood because almost all German players will do that. As we can see. Two barracks, that's 400 wood there, but I also think he shipped 700 wood. We'll verify that with the post-game graphs. Let's have a look at the, wood total. Yes, that definitely signifies 700 wood to me. Same for the British player here, a very steep climb, so obviously that 700 wood going to help get more manners out. As we can see, he's added a stable and a barracks. Now coming in with some crossbowmen. Is he gonna? He got 1 settler tonight. Can he get 2 settlers? Is he gonna? Yes. No. Is he gonna get that? Veni has not upgraded the settler hit points just yet. You can get an upgrade with break codes from the market. Increases settler hit points by 35% for 75 food. Very worth doing, but he has not done that yet. So he was able to able to get 1 settler kill. Not bad at all there. And we see now 10 musketeers from Teal down here. Okay, so more manners going up. I will take a look at the settler graph in a moment, but yeah, Red over here just massing up lots of crossbowmen. I'm actually quite disappointed that he didn't build a tower. I wanted to see a tower rush, to be honest, and that would have explained the lack of market. Actually, to be fair, he is being quite aggressive with the 2 forward barracks, because if he loses this forward, then obviously the game might not go so well for him, but he is playing more aggressively. With regards to score, it is very even. Can he get another settler kill? That outpost probably has scouted. Oh, 1, 2, 1 more down. I don't know, it might be a little bit laggy, it could have been avoided, but it happens, that kind of thing happens, and it is very, very lucky for Red here. For Yolan, obviously you get 2 Yolan every time you send a shipment with playing as German. That is one of their bonuses, we all know this. Okay, some pikemen now coming in, because crossbowmen very, very susceptible to cavalry, because obviously cavalry resist 30% of all range damage, and crossbowmen also have a negative multiplier versus cavalry. They only do 0.8 of all their damage, so they only do 80% of the damage that they can do, so they're not so good at countering cavalry. We see the pikemen here with their ×5 multiplier to counter the cavalry. I'm saying this obviously for the benefit of my Age of Empires 2 fans. They perhaps are not acquainted with the multipliers in Age of Empires 3. Obviously we all know this, but that looks like 3. It's not a 3 hussar shipment. It's not even 3 hussars. It's 4 there. Obviously, British do not have a 3 hussar shipment that I'm talking about. But as you can see, Vinny using his musketeers to kill the pikemen very quickly. He knows that the pikemen are going to cause him some issues, but he's going to bring those pikemen down. 5 more coming in, and obviously now that the pikemen there are less pikemen, the cavalry can do a lot of damage to these crossbowmen. But Red knows he does not have enough pikemen to. I do not think Red has enough pikemen to continue pushing there. Obviously, he's got, is that Minutemen? Yes, it's Minutemen, some musketeers. If those pikemen go down, he's running the hussar away from the pikemen. So okay, the Yolan now coming in. I think he can fight this now. Veni probably won't. Nice play from Red there, getting in there with the Yolan, attacking obviously the hussar. Bringing any unit that is attacked in hand mode will be slowed down. Looks like Teal's escaped. British has escaped that. Once he's in hand combat, you move more slowly, and that can make it difficult to escape. So a little bit of lag here. The game has looks like. I don't think it's me this time. I've got a very good frame, 25 FPS, so that's not me. I think maybe one of the observers has lost connection. Okay, so perhaps not, where the game has resumed. So, plenty more pikemen now from Red, and British obviously lost his Minutemen now, and you know, using them aggressively like that was working, but when the Yalan turned up, that really turned the tide. So what do we, I think that's the 6 Musketeers from the home city. I'm just going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is 6 Musketeers from his home city. So Teal feeling, British player probably feeling very pressured at the moment. Had to send 6 Musketeers to help him out. Let's take a look at this base down here. 3 Hussars coming in from Veni. Maybe he's going to get a raid in whilst the fighting is going on over here. But okay, more Musketeers. And obviously, if he can use his town centre fire and these Musketeers to bring the pikemen down, then these Hussars can start doing what they need to do, which is killing crossbowmen. But if there are pikemen around, it's really difficult to do that, because your cavalry will just get destroyed by the pikemen's ×5 multiplier. And as you can see here, there's not too many cavalry left, and there is a very large mass of crossbowmen there. Though we must see, you know, Red does not have any more pikemen. Are there more on the way? Not quite yet. So just bringing down that last one, and then you know, see how much, you know, just that one Hussar tanking a lot of damage there, whilst these Musketeers are, you know, covering from behind with shots there. 2 Hussars coming in here, the ones from the raid earlier, and now some problems going down for Red. Lost a lot of crossbowmen there, and you know, he now has pikemen, but it is later than they're late now. They needed to be there earlier. Perhaps there was nothing he could do. It's not a criticism, it's just the way it worked out, and then he done a nice job of pushing that push back, the German push being countered quite nicely there. And I now think, obviously I can't be sure, but I do think Teal, obviously the British player, has a very good standing in the game. 700 fooders have just arrived, so perhaps really now going to push out a lot of Musketeers. Obviously 700 food is considered a pretty bad shipment most of the time, because food is the fastest gathering resource. Therefore, if you're shipping it, it just seems like a waste of a shipment. 700 wood is about the equivalent of 400 wood. Not exactly, I'm not going to work it out, but I'm pretty sure that is a pretty good guesstimation. So what is going on? Looks like the 8 crossbowman shipment from Red needs to bulk up his army. Perhaps he's still thinking about pushing. At this point in the game, I'm going to take a look at the settler population here, villager population. So Red actually ahead. The German player has more settlers than the British player, and obviously he was being very aggressive early on, managed to kill, like 2 settlers there. We saw that the British player had to ship his 6 musketeers to deal with the pressure, so obviously not able to ship his 5 settlers or 600 wood or something. Losing more settlers there, another one going down. Will he lose any more? Looks like he's going to lose a second, no. 34 hit points left, almost down. No, it is down. That settler is well and truly dead. And yes, I've lost my train of thought. But what is going on here? So British still pushing out. I did say that I thought the British player had a really good standing in the game, but actually I'm trying to disagree with myself again, because he does not actually, as we see, he had to send the 6 musketeers, which means he doesn't have to send his settlers, meaning he has less equal capability. These pikemen in cover mode taking less damage from the shots, but it does mean that now they're in cover mode, so they will take less damage from these musketeer shots, and then the crossbowmen, you know, the pikemen are acting as tanks, they can sponge up some of the damage. But if he's losing the pikemen, as you can see here, okay, so those pikemen coming in to attack these 3 cavalry, but if he's losing pikemen, it means that the crossbowmen can be countered very easily by, you know, just a few hussars. He has obviously no more pikemen, so you know, there is that advantage of using them as sponges in cover mode. But now obviously I can well and truly say that Teal really does have the advantage here. Plenty of musketeers, 2 hussars there, possibly more on the way. Obviously anything could happen still. The score is 92 to 83, so it is still very even, but and Red could still come back from this, but I do think Teal has a good standing at this point in the game. So what's manners going up over here for British, trading lots of settlers. Perhaps he's running out of coins. Some settlers over here as well. That scout in, was it sneaky mode or whatever it's called? Sneaky mode to help, you know, so Red will not know that scout is there, and hopefully he can see any incoming raids and such. What is going on? Let's take a look. Okay, so 100 score points to Teal, 83 to Red. So obviously Teal, a British player, now leading with about 20 point, not exactly 20, but a 20-point score lead-ish. These 2 hussars coming in for some raids. Let's take a look at that settler graph again. Villager count, that is a nice one to look at. Villager population. Red, very high ahead. That looks like a 4 or the 2 settler wagon shipment to me. Let's take a look at the German deck here. What is it? NofW's deck. So, yeah, 3 settler wagons, 2 settler wagons, lots of settlers there. Whoops, I minimized Age of Empires 3. Okay, it's back up. View post game. I'm going to look at it again. Was it villager population? So, yes, red, 37, blue on 38 settler lead. That is, that's quite significant, but and that score gap closing up nicely. Let's take a look at the score graph, actually. Whilst there's not so much going on, looks like red's just building some manors, massing some units. Perhaps he's going fortress. I don't think he is, though. I think he's going to mass units because he has, well, I'd like to say he had the economic capability, but we can see the German player, his economy keeping up quite nicely. Those settler raids, that early aggression, getting some settler kills in there, quite, it was really quite nice from there. We do see Teal being a little bit of a pest, killed a settler there. Is he going to get that settler wagon? Obviously worth 2 settlers. I'm definitely going to, is that one going to go down as well? 5 Yolans coming in to kill off this last Hussar there, but was that another settler that I just saw die? I don't know. Let's take a look at the settler graph again. Okay, so red now going for Carrera de Bois treasure next to his 4 barracks. Why not? Can grab a free settler. Actually, 1.25 settlers. But let's take a look at that villager count after that raid. Villager population. Red now behind. Obviously, Teal sent his 5 settlers by the looks of it. That jump there. Now on 40 settlers. Red on 34. My goodness me. He's lost quite a few settlers there. And I do think, obviously, Teal definitely has the military mass here. Let's take, just before this fight, we'll go back to the fight very quickly, but I want to look at military unit count. Red, has the advantage there, as we can see on that graph. What's going to go down? It's all down to Micro, though. He needs to kill these pikemen. Bringing the Hussars, pulling that Carrera, so that bonus there, gone. But looks like the pikemen are just on the wrong side there. It's not going so well for Red. Very nice play from Teal here. And now, as the pikeman can't get through, he's using his musketeers to just get in the way, and to me that looks like a GG. Obviously, I don't know though, anything could happen. I'm not going to assume anything. We'll see more Hussar. 5 Yolan shipment by the looks of it. There was 5 there. Does he have a stable? So he does not have a stable. I do not think he has a stable. So it was most likely the 5 Yolan shipment. But what, feeling pressured. What is it going to do? He's called GG. That is the end of the game. That was a pretty nice game.
Attack
it could have gone either way.
Yes.
I really do think if Red had not lost those settlers, and he, was perhaps able to boom a little bit more. I don't know though. Vinny still had the 5 settlers shipment, and he still had a decent economy. We can't argue with the amount of settlers that he did have. Obviously, the German player was ahead at one point, but that's a pretty interesting game. That was wow. Okay, so I enjoyed casting that one actually. So we will look. I'm not going to look at anything. I'm going to end this. I'm going to end the video. Okay, thank you very much for watching.